Are you ready to change your writer life? Stay tuned.
Incoming customer detected.
Hello folks, my name is Ira Robinson, and first of all, I want to thank you guys for clicking on this video. I appreciate every view that I get, and hopefully I have something that's going to help you out. This is for my fellow writers of fiction as well as nonfiction. This method I'm going to teach you about creating ideas works for both cases. It does, I think, work for fiction a little bit better, but you never know. So I thought I would bring this method to you that I've used for many years now. And if I've used it to come up with ideas for a lot of the stories that I've written. I have published over a dozen novels at this point in time. I've published many dozens of short stories, and a lot of people have asked me, how do you come up with the ideas as much as you do? And this helped me to create a lot of different stories. For instance, when I create the little challenges for myself, such as my 30-day writing challenge, where I come up with a short story each day for 30 days. It's hard to come up with plots, that can fill that many holes. And so this method that I use ends up helping me to do that in a pretty effective way. Here's the process that I use. Are you ready to learn? Sure you are. That's why you clicked here, right? So it all boils down to two words. What if? What if? So let me explain. I can look at an object and think about any person or place or things like that and just ask a question, what if? So, like for instance, next to my desk here, I have a pixie stick. I know it sounds weird, but I look at it and I think, what if? And my imagination just starts to take over. So, what if the world was slightly different than it is now? And the company that makes these pixie sticks, there was maybe a mischievous elf employee. What if that elf decided to one day add a little magic powder to the sugary mix of the pixie stick? You see, so what if a young woman then got that pixie stick and ate it and was suddenly able to see all of the magical creatures that are normally hidden from our eyes? What would her life be like then? That would, I think, make a pretty cool story, for maybe children or young adults or something like that. You see, so it just on the fly come up with an idea along those lines. So I can give you another example, a water bottle. So what if a water bottle had been owned by a man, like he went out, purchased it, and so he had this water bottle and it ended up having a heart attack at the moment that he drank from it. So what if he died and his soul became trapped within the bottle? So you see, what ifs are doing, right? So what if the bottle was then given as a donation or something like that to a thrift shop, and it was then purchased by a woman? What if upon drinking from it, the soul of the man who had died while drinking from that bottle entered into her and she became possessed by him? What if, maybe we can extend that out. What if she had once been raped by a man with a similar personality to the man who died and has now entered into her? Or even more dramatically, what if it was the man and he's now possessing her? You see, boom, there's a horror story right there. That'd be a great plot for a horror story. You could also twist the same thing around a little bit. What if the man had been planning to ask his girlfriend to marry him on the day that he died? And then what if the woman that now is the vessel for this man's soul feels sorry for him and goes to the girlfriend, his fiance or future fiance, to talk to her? What if upon meeting her, things get mixed up inside of her and with the other person too, and a love of a different kind is found? You see, so that would make a really good romance story, for instance, maybe even a paranormal romance, which is a popular genre to write in nowadays. You see, so there's a lot of different possibilities that come into play by asking the simple term, what if? In effect, by asking the question, you're allowing your imagination to come forward with an impulse. The idea is to grab that impulse, whatever it is that comes, and just let it flow. Write it down or speak it out. For instance, if you're using like some kind of voice service or something like that, just let it flow. Just go with it wherever it's going to take you. There's going to be breadcrumbs that lead you from one spot to another by continuously asking the question, what if? You can ride the wave, as I call it, basically. So I've been using this technique for a lot of years, like I said, and for me, it comes really quickly and easily, but I've trained myself to recognize the cues when I follow them. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to the impulses that, come when you ask the question. Your imagination will lead you through the series of answers that you receive. I do believe, absolutely, with practice, anybody can use this technique. I do the same thing when I'm sitting down to do outlining of a novel. Each chapter that I outline gets asked the same question. So, do you guys have any questions? I think if you use this yourself, you're probably going to come up with more plot ideas than you would ever know what to do with. And that, as a fiction writer especially, is an incredibly powerful place to be. And I really hope that you guys can make very good use of this simple question. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope that this will be of an assistance to you. Again, I am an author myself, and I have published over a dozen novels by this point in time, and many short stories. If you guys want to check out anything that I do, you can find my works all on Amazon. You can also go to my website, originalworlds.com. I have all of my stories available there. Most of them are free. So if you guys want to, make use of that, go for it. I do have a newsletter, sign up, and you can get free books and free stories, free good stuff, yeah. So hopefully you guys will check that out. Again, that's originalworlds.com. So until next time, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again soon. By the way, don't forget, I do have a bunch of my stories available for free as audio dramas right here on this channel. So make sure you guys go to the playlist for that. I'll put the playlist link right up here for you. So make sure you guys go and check it out. I think you guys will really enjoy it. I do it as kind of a creepypasta, no sleep sort of a thing for the horror stories. And I have a lot of different stories that are available. So make sure you guys click that playlist and check it out. Thank you so much for tuning in. For more stories from Ira Robinson, go to his official website, originalworlds.com. At that website, you'll find free stories, free chapters from his books, writing information for those up-and-coming authors, and much more. That's originalworlds.com. Thank you for listening.